Close, close. All right. Welcome, everybody, to a fantastic day of some Apex Legends. One of my favorite games to witness happening in esports. Hopefully you're having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday, but we're close to the end of Tuesday. We're gonna turn off the chat here for the youth of America here in a second. We're gonna apply. All right, so we're gonna be getting into map 1 here. This is World's Edge. Similar to previous weeks, we start off on World's Edge. So what we're looking to see for Charlotte is one, better performance than the previous week. Had a bit of a rough patch there. First game went pretty well. Almost won a 3v3 against eCourse, the current dominating team of this league. Second game did not go so hot. Had a miscommunication. The team was playing separate from each other, and as a result, things did not go so well for them. So, feeling a little down about it, but we don't live in those moments. We learn from them. So, we're going to be seeing here everybody getting their selections going for their teams. Team 7 is who you're looking for. This is going to be Charlotte. Other teams to be keeping an eye out on is going to be Team 14. This is eCourse. And I believe we have over at 17, this is going to be Northview, who's also been making a scene. And then Linden's been in there as well. So a lot of the higher number teams here are some teams that make their names noteworthy. Charlotte looking to be one of those. So I'm going to have the screen pulled up here just like Mr. Rad usually does to see what he's got for different teams. So right now we are in the dropship. We are watching from eCourse's point of view.
100%.
Hey, love to see folks in the chat here cheering on our boys. Excited to see how this is going to go. Now, I've never used the admin control. Oh, I do not want to hit that button. That is the scrims button. Oh, look at this. Here we go. There we go. So we can hit to free cam if we need to. Wow, this is great. All right, so we're watching a pretty hot drop here from eCourse. See how that goes for them. I also do want to see where Charlotte is landing. Looks like they are going to be going towards Geyser, and judging from their points of view, looking around, they are going to be going for these back buildings here. Doesn't look like anybody has landed with Charlotte. So we're over here in Geyser, and they have Geyser themselves. This is going to be a nice option for them here, but we're going to go watch Chef K real quick, because boy, do we love watching. Holy. All right, so one of their team is knocked, almost finished here as well. He is going to get a knock in return, though, for Chef K, so that is going to be option here to start healing up, looking at their options. They do get the res off as well to Killer. They're going to go for the full here. Thinks better of it. He's low on ammo, but his teammate's going to be able to pick that up for him. So Chef K is going to be able to pick up an R301 as well. That's going to be a dangerous gun on him. And looks like they're going to be able to get the reset here. It looks like whichever team it was that they were fighting has thought better of this conflict. They are going to try to hold on to their guns here. So looking at the map right now, there is some action going on over in Lava Siphon potentially. We're seeing two teams that are possibly going to be getting involved with each other. Let's see. Yeah, so over here, they're going to be in zone, though. They are playing as a duo right now, and they have realized that the other team is going to be over there. So we'll see how they decide to play that. We can hear some shots being fired. Just some poke going on. Nothing too major, nothing too serious. But other than that, a pretty quiet landing for the most part. Lots of teams are very separated from each other. You can see here Rico, the solo player who's on the edge here, not too far from TTV Killer. The duo that was fighting against eCourse is still a duo. They are still up, but they are currently possibly in a questionable situation. Now the zone is pulling very heavy to center zone, so this is going to be favoring teams like eCourse. Charlotte already naturally in the zone for this first one. They're already sitting on blue EO as well, getting themselves some loot. So one of the things we talked about in the team here is trust, because one of the things that you may have seen from last week, Game 1, the team was playing fairly close together, but there were times that they had, in a hot fight, a little bit of a miscommunication, and that was definitely highlighted in Game 2, where the only fight that was had was an immediate splitting of the group. Average J-Rad, we're looking pretty all right. So currently we're sitting on blue, blue, blue. We've got R301 Evo 8 for Braden. We've got Volt Flatline for Carson, and then we've got Alternator Triple Take. So for the most part, pretty mid to short range. But I tell you what, we have found that Isaiah is a big fan of the Triple Take. Definitely one that is enjoyable to watch on this. And he's really gotten very comfortable with the fuse. So we'd love to see that for him. Let's see if there's any fights going on the map at this current time. We can see SOS and Obese Pickle are near each other. This is probably going to be a fight that we see here in a moment. Yeah, they're hearing each other right now. These are two duo teams, so I think we might see both of them play a little more passively, since they are coming into this at a disadvantage. Okay, so there is going to be early shots coming out from the ramp. They are just aware of each other at this point, but no one is willing to commit to this. The problem is both teams looking at the other one as possibly being a three-man, so it's risky to push this kind of thing, and it's also not ideal to push upwards onto this height that Portage North is playing on right now. This is Portage North that we're watching here. Yeah, this is a really quiet map going on right now. Let's see where Charlotte is at. Ooh, Charlotte is going to be walking in towards this action, though. Should be hearing some of this, so potentially going to be seeing some big fighting here. A couple duo teams in here. Not a bad option for Charlotte to poke at this. There's actually a lot of duo teams in here. This could be a lot of easy KP for Charlotte. They see the fighting going on, and they're going to be heading towards this. Let's see what they can make happen here. I would love to see Charlotte just absolutely wipe these people out of Harvester. Waiting for his team here is Braden. And they are going to be walking up on this height, so I think the goal is they are going to try to third-party this. Now, they want to be careful here because fighting has not fully potentially committed here. They seem to think that there are people down here, and they are correct. Looking for where these folks are at. He's going to catch one outside. That's going to be a nice break onto the Valkyrie. Chucking an Arcstar as well. Getting a heal off here. He is able to hit one with the Arcstar as well. Let's see if Age Barrel is able to make something of this. Gets another hit. Sounds like they're going in for this. They are committing. Let's see if this team has backed off of this or not. Looks like they have largely backed off. Where have they ran to is the real question. This team has fully gotten themselves away from this, and now Charlotte controls Harvester completely. Everybody else is playing on the low ground. They are getting into some danger here because they don't realize to their left there is a full team inside of that house, but they are looking at the height on bridge. They are able to get a crack onto the Valkyrie. They are going to try and escape this. I think they might be able to get the kill onto this Valkyrie trying to escape. Yeah, this is a duo team. They're going to be punishing and poking this. A nice ult from the Fuse. Isn't able to get any intel on any of them. But they are pushing out of zone for this fight. Charlotte sees the Valkyrie here. Is going to be able to get some nice damage onto it. The Newcastle, though, should be able to pick up a res. All they need to do here is play back a little bit and hold these teams out, and they should be able to get some nice points here. But they do want to be careful of zone a little bit. They do not want to be taking too much of this here, but they know this team is still playing in it. So now the question is, can they make something of it, or is this team going to fully back off? This team is still in the zone. There is another team up on bridge that's looking at this now, and they're going to try and evac tower their way out of this. So now Charlotte needs to find their way back. They find they are being pinched, but they get a great knock onto that Octane from Braden. The calm is that there is a team pushing them here, but they are going to get another one almost. Braden gets a second knock here, and now it's going to be the third one. Charlotte needs to get in onto this action here and clean this fight up quickly because there's going to be other teams around here as well. They do not want to get caught out. They are going to get the wipe, but that is going to be Braden going down. So now the third party might get them, but they still have the teleporter up. They're going to take the teleporter back out. There is a team waiting for them, though. Unfortunate for Braden. And Fast Cool Guy's going to get caught out with this as well. This might be the end of Charlotte here. They did get baited on their ult. 9 squads left. Charlotte is probably looking at going down here. That is going to be a 9th place finish with 3 KP. So it's going to be a handful of points there, but in the end, not going to be quite what they wanted from that. It is a nice play, but I think they overextended there a little bit in terms of their optimism. Again, a nice aggressive play against the team. However, giving up that position, they did not have the intel when they teleported back. Had that team not been playing that very wisely, watching that teleporter, Charlotte would have been able to get out rent-free, but as a result, Charlotte is not going to be able to get out of that one. All right, so now we are looking at Team 9 here. This is going to be, looks like East Jackson High School. East Jackson trying to play into this from the low ground. They're going to have a bit of a tough situation here. They're trying to get up onto the height, and the team on the height is going to be Northview, it looks like. They've decided to think better of it. They're going to rotate out very wisely onto the evac tower. Let's see where they're going to end up because this zone pulls very far. And now this team is recognizing they are going to want to make sure they do not get this team too far ahead of them. They might have a chance here actually as they land. Oh no, they're going for an evac tower as well. And look at how split this team is landing. They are a fully split 3 right now. They are sitting in a bit of a sticky situation here. Let's see what else is going on the map here. My eyes are not mistaken here. I do believe that we do not currently have E-Course in the lobby right now. E-Course has been fully eliminated. Looks like they fell. Or am I wrong? I thought I had seen them fall. 8th place. Yes, they are fully eliminated, I believe. Yes, they are. So in 8th place, they have been fully eliminated. So we see another squad go down here. We're down to 6 squads very early in this game. Team 18 is going to be Linden, sitting on a lot of KP here, a total of 11 KP. Linden is running this lobby right now. I believe they are in where E-Course was playing from. So Linden has eliminated E-Course, is going to be the assumption. They hear someone playing on the outside here. They see 2. Not able to connect the shots, but they should still be able to get this Valk if they can get the hits to land. It's not working out for them, but they're going to walk up on this anyway. They're saying, screw it. We're sitting in a high position on this lobby. We've got a lot of damage going through. We've got a lot of kills. Getting close to those red shields as well. It's got to be a huge confidence booster for this team. See how they take this building here. We're going to see a quick knock from Coleman. His teammate Shield is going to block the shots, but he's going to walk down onto this. Pulls out the Sentinel for a close range, almost gets the connect there. He's going to be looking through the window, see if he can't get a bit of a punish there. He's not going to be able to get one, but they've broken the Bangalore at this time. So now it's a pretty heavy advantage for Linden. As I say that, though, it suddenly becomes a 1v2. And they are down to their last player with no health on him. He is going to go for the revive here, but there's no way they get away with this, right? I think they went for the res had they pushed this. We are eliminated average JRAD. We were finished in 9th with 3 KP. So looking at Linden right now, they are able to get one up, fully shielded, grabs the banner, and might be able to get the knock here. They are able to get the knock. Ooh, and the Newcastle is going to be rezzing. I think they're going to back off of this if they have the option to. Might go for the ult to get out of here. They are aware that they are a duo in a bit of a tight situation here. There are 2 teams inside of zone here, and there is one that is trying to sneak in as a solo, but I think TCC might be aware of this. They are chasing this down. They have gotten the awareness that there is a player here. This is a rat as well. So this is probably just going to be a quick cleanup here. Let's go into this, which should be a fight happening pretty soon on the low ground between these teams. Yep, already an immediate back off from East Jackson, deciding they are not looking to take that fight. They do not want to play out of zone. They're going to grab the high ground. And already they're getting shot at from here, but at this point they have the advantage of some cover from the lower teams. So now it's just going to be a matter of keeping an eye on this team, not letting them take the height up on you. If they try to push you, and it looks like they're already going to try and back off and find an alternate route, if they try to push you, you've got to be able to punish this. So it looks like there is going to be fighting over there. They are able to kill off a rat behind them, but at this point the zone is so deep on them. They are on red shields here. This is probably Linden that we're looking at on the low ground. This is going to be Linden on the low ground. They have picked up their third, it looks like. There is a knock to the ring from another team. Oh, that is going to be the third of Linden, I believe. Yep, so again, they get the res up, but they are going to be without their third, realistically, for the rest of this game. But even at that, they're in a top 4%. No, they're thinking they're going to go for this? Oh, my goodness. There's no way they're going to go for this, right? I mean, it is a Newcastle. This is definitely doable. They're going to set up an evac tower as well. They are looking to pick up and get out of this zone immediately. And because it was a ring knock, Fallen Idol did have his shield, and it still isn't enough. He still gets knocked. East Jackson looking to pick up points here, maybe upset Linden in this moment. Linden definitely the favored, usually on paper, for this sort of situation. Right now in a bit of a sticky situation as a duo, but they're still putting down damage. They're still threatening this TCC team that's in the cart, and they have a pretty decent position in zone. If they can get these other two teams to fight, and they third this, Linden could still win this as a duo, realistically. So we're watching a fight here between Northview and possibly East Jackson. I believe this is East Jackson and Northview. Right now they're just going to have to look at each other a little bit. Both are going to be able to play into zone. Realistically, the Ash probably has ult again at this point. Could be able to get a nice rotate into a position. They're probably looking at their options. They could even play above Northview at this point. Northview would kind of just have to let them play it, or they'd have to contest it. There's not a lot of room to play above, so I don't think that'd be the best option. They're going to get a nice crack onto the lifeline and the connection with the finish. They're going to swing this as the ring is closing. Take out their competition for holding this side of the ring. You can see Soggy Bread here looking for a fight. He's going to drop down from the height onto them here. Going to have to if he wants to get involved for his team. And they are going to use that Ash ult to get out, but I think it's a little late at this point. They have dropped a player and possibly not able to pick them up again. We'll see. I see a man floating in the air right there. And wow, playing from this position, amazingly, Linden is still up. Linden had two teams to their back here. And they're looking at a team right now, looking at getting some free damage out on this to possibly... This is a very odd endgame here with these four teams. We are going to see a knock onto Computer Mouse, which I believe is a Northview player. It is a Northview player, so Northview sitting on one player right now. And that is going to be the full kill onto them. So we're looking at East Jackson, Northview, Linden, and what should be TCC still. So these four teams have just gradually been racking up damage, racking up KP. I'm not even sure how much KP TCC has. They might not have a whole lot here. They are sitting on a handful of points here. They're sitting on 5, looks like. So that's going to be nice for them. Top 4 finish right now, and they are holding in zone. They are on the low ground here, but they do have the Bangalore to kind of help hold off peaks from the height. They do see someone else who's going to have to play into them. They're deciding this is the fight to take because this team is stuck outside of zone and you are not. Nice sentinel shots coming through from the Bangalore. They are going to get landed on from above, so there is a team that's looking at this as a third party. A nice headshot. They can hear stuff to their right as well. There's a lot going on. They're going to kind of back off this and decide, you know, we weren't able to get a clean finish here. Let's still play our zone positioning. This is a nice angle to be playing on as well. If you can hold off these teams from this side and you've got nothing to your back. No, but as soon as I say that, there is a team on their back that's giving them a little bit of pressure here. So TCC is definitely going to be the focus of a lot of this lobby. They need to be careful that they do not go down to this early. They've been holding a decent position. They're going to choose for an alternate angle to get off of the middle of this zone. Right now they've had 3 teams looking at them, And now they've got a big problem. Zone is going to start hurting like crazy. And they don't have a lot of home to play on. They're back to this middle position. And they've decided the underground. He didn't see the player to his left. They have no idea a team is playing right up against this wall to their left. I think Conduit's going to peek out and see this. It might just be a solo left. It is going to be a Bangalore. Probably a solo based on the way that they're playing right now. But you still don't want to risk getting knocked here to this solo. It is going to be a solo confirmed. You don't want to get knocked to this because then the problem is other teams can swing on you as well. So they're looking for where they can play. I think under here is still their best bet based on the Bangalore ult. Bangalore is still living this too. Good for this Bangalore, honestly. I believe that is East Jackson, and they are tucked in right behind. They have no idea. Oh, they found him. They've found Northview. He's still managing to get away with this. The Pathfinder is on a hunt. The Pathfinder's going to pay for it, though. Can he close this out as a solo? No. A close one, but he might have cost this team. They do not get pushed, so they are going to get forgiven for that misstep. The duo here, 2 duos and a trio going on in this lobby. As I say that, though, TCC is still a trio on this. They are the only full team right now. They get a knock, but it is traded quickly. They knock the lifeline, though. That's a big knock to get. They might get third-partied here, honestly. They are getting third-partied right now. This is going to be Team 9. This is East Jackson with the third party. East Jackson might upset here. Linden in a bit of a tough spot. Can the Newcastle get a res on anybody? It doesn't look like the answer is going to be yes. Looks like he's going to look for it, though. He is going to start getting the res. They've got to end this. A word to the wise. Have some ammo ready for the fight, but that is going to be East Jackson taking the win there with a decent amount of KP to their name as well. Linden definitely getting a lot of points from this. But East Jackson winning game 1 of week 4. East Jackson, nicely done. A very well played game. They had a lot of situations where teams are flying over them. They're getting knocked. They managed to play through that in the long run, though. Holy moly. What a great game 1 to watch there. Love to see already teams putting in their scores for game 1. We love that for them. So we're going to get out teams for team 2 to let them know what team they're playing on. So you're going to have to give me a minute here while I type this out. I'm getting pinged in the Discord as well for MiHSEF. So lots happening at once. If it's something non-Apex, honestly, I am going to ignore it because we're here for Apex Legends. What am I looking at? Somebody's saying that they got kicked mid-match. All right, so for game 2 here, let's get out teams to these people. All right, so we've got teams put back into where they belong. We do have, it looks like, a few teams that are not in attendance today, but we already knew that from Game 1. We saw that there were teams that were not in their slots. So currently I believe that for the sake of my record keeping, Godfrey Lee is not here currently. Team 17 is Romeo, which they had told me they're not going to be here, and Team 19 was also not here Game 1. So we are not missing anyone in particular. All right. We're going to set it to Storm Point. Question that will remain unanswered. Who killed Rico? Actually, you can check the VOD if you want to see who killed Rico. But we are going to get the lobby drop in 3, 2, 1, and we are going live for Game 2. Looking at the match summary once again as this gets started here. This was Game 1's match summary, looking at kills very heavily in the top half of the teams here. Charlotte, you can see there, it looked like in 9th position with 3 KP. We're looking to get a higher result than that. Charlotte is definitely able to take fights. In 3v3s, they can win those out. I mean, they were holding off 2 teams at once. It was only the 3rd team they were fighting that also got a knock onto them. And then the 4th one, of course, as they tried to teleport out. Unfortunate, they did give up a little bit too much positioning there, and that was something that they recognized. So hopefully we're going to see something crazy from Charlotte. Hey, howdy, Dakota. This is a fun-as-heck lobby to be streaming and watching. As you can all see, legends are being picked here. Seeing a lot more Wraith picking than I think what we've seen previously. We usually see a couple Wraiths, but lots of Wraiths coming through on this one. All right, so we, of course, given that we are a Charlotte school, we are going to watch where Charlotte is going to drop this from. So we are most interested in Team 2. Seeing where Team 2 is going to go. Charlotte is Team 2 for this lobby. Looks like they are looking further off into the drop. My guess is they are looking at, yep, a place with a survey beacon. Looks like there is no ring console there. They are looking at also possibly what is kind of a hot drop in Jurassic. Also keeping an eye out for where are teams in this lobby going. I do like the playing from the height if it's at all possible, just because you have an easier way going downhill than up. And they are going to decide they are going for the long range of Lightning Rod. This map is very heavy with teams playing on the north half, so Charlotte is going to be into some big fights early on here. Looking at some teams that have already dropped, we've got a few over on the northeast side, but we have a lot of teams on the north end here. 5 teams already with some fighting going on over here. Immediately off the drop, Obese Pickle with a nice knock there. Look at him to see if he can convert into a second one. His teammate is not in the fight. They are still looting! Your teammate is fighting for his life. Why are you looting? Oh, he has no weapon. Oh, that is unfortunate. So this is going to be a tough fight here. No weapon for Obese Pickle's teammate, Monster Gamer, but Obese Pickle hitting his shots. It is going to be a 3-man fight here, though, so it might be a bit of a tough situation for them. And look at this as well. A third party coming in on this immediately. They have recognized, hey, there's some folks in here, but an immediate peel-off from our duo team, Obese Pickle's team, trying to get away from this. And it looks like they're going to send on to them. They've decided this is the team that is a more easy decision to pick on. And they're getting ready to open the door here. Unaware is the lifeline, and that's going to be a very quick wipe. That is team, I can't even tell which team that was, but they are gone already. I believe that was Obese Pickle. I know that name. I'm going to be bugged that I can't remember that name, but looking to other parts of the map here as well, obviously we need to be seeing if there are other active fights. We do have an active fight here between a duo and a possible trio. That is Little Rico, our solo player from last game, gets a knock. And that is going to be a full kill. Lil Rico gets a nice pick. Looking at Charlotte here, they've got a long rotate ahead of them, and they're going to want to get ahead of these teams that are in command center because this could become a very big problem. These teams to their left and right, depending on how they rotate in, there is also a team that is holding the edge of zone here. We're going to tune into, actually we are not going to tune into Charlotte right now. There's a fight going on up here. Ooh, these are going to be some nice shots from the Spitfire. Beautifully done. Looking for the teammate. Gets the full kill. And now they're hunting down another one. So there's going to be Team 14, which is currently in this lobby. Melvindale. Much love to Melvindale and their coach. Zone is going to start closing here. Charlotte really needs to get a move on. They are currently looking at a tough situation. They are triple gray currently. Flatlines, triple takes, Mozambique, Spitfire, Peacekeeper. So a lot of mid-range again. Yeah, I know. Obese Pickle is a crazy name, but hey, if it works, and he's hitting his shots, I guess we let him have it. All right, so Charlotte needs to get a rotate out of here. Looks like they're going to take the cannon into Stormcatcher. I like this call. There is nobody playing Stormcatcher currently, so they're going to have to go for this, hit the ring console, but they got to go fast. Like, Charlotte, get moving. They're scouting for this. They're going to see that there's no teams here. Mucknuck. Oh, he's the solo player. He's still alive. Far off. Alter is not able to make the climb here. That's a little embarrassing, but he does need to hit that ring console. They don't currently have the ability to hit ring console, though, because they have not hit blue Evo. So that is going to be an unfortunate situation. Charlotte, I am getting nervous for them at this point. They are blue Evo now. So now we need to get a ring console, and we need to get into zone. This is officially becoming a problem that Charlotte is not already in zone. Blue Evo is going to be great, but they are going to be rotating into some rough situations. In the meantime, though, some fighting going on at checkpoint. Let's tune into this here. Soggy Bread and his team of Northview, which had a pretty decent finish last game, currently in a bit of a tough situation here. Looks like they are going to be going for a finish on a knock. They are going to be able to get that onto Christo. But now, Big Nasty in a bit of a situation is going to be able to get out with the Newcastle ult pretty quickly, and he is playing in zone, so he should be okay. But there is a third party coming in. I believe this is Linden with the third party. Linden definitely looking to aggress this one. And now we can see a fourth team coming in as well. Charlotte, oh, they're going to be rotating into an absolute nightmare here. They are rotating into an absolute nightmare. There are multiple teams down here. TCC, they're going to have a rat over here to their left. I don't think that they're going to notice this. They are walking into another team as well who is holding this height that they're pinging. I am nervous for Charlotte. They're going to need to win this fight quick or walk completely around it, but that is going to be tough. They are in an open area. I don't think they're aware of this team. Is this team aware of them? They must be, surely, at this point. They are aware now. Hockey is moving back up with his team. The ult is going to come through, and TCC is also going to be getting in on this as well. There are three teams here fighting currently, and Charlotte is in the middle of two of them. Aged Barrel is aggressively low, and that is going to be a knock on Aged Barrel. This is a concerning situation for Charlotte. They're going to need to get the res and get the heck out of here. Zone is closing. There's a team pushing up onto them. This might knock Aged Barrel again, honestly, and it does. And now the target focusing is going to be down onto Charlotte. Might need to see Charlotte get out of this situation. Do they have an option? I don't know. They have a team in front of them now that's probably going to hold them in this situation. Goes for the Skynade. Charlotte is in a very tight situation. This is not a good place to be playing. Aged Barrel going to go down again. Rez has got to come through. And that's going to be Newcastle as well. I think this is going to be the end of Charlotte. They're going to get sent on here. Alter needs to get away from this as soon as he can. I think he has to accept that Aged Barrel is going to go down. They're going to have to craft to get back into this. They are currently in 15th place. They cannot afford to go down with 1 point on game 2. There has been a res right in front of them, so Charlotte is going to need to rat this out and hope that they can craft some banners here in the future. But for now, Braden is in a tough situation because the team behind them that is chasing has the one thing you don't want as a rat. It is a Bloodhound. Bloodhound can sniff you out. So, Fast Cool Guy is going to be holding this off Braden. There is a team here. They're looking for him. They're looking for him. Gets the break. Almost the knock as well. That might be enough to at least buy him some time here. He needs to get away from this. He doesn't have a lot of options here for where to go, is the problem. He's going to have to probably finish this out as a rat. And even then, considering how heavy this is north side, Charlotte might not even finish this in a top 10 situation. I'd like to be proven wrong here in this instance, but Charlotte is definitely in a tough situation. Braden having to rotate in to 2 teams here right now. Mucknuck is looking over like he hears something. He's looking over there like he hears something. And he is a Bloodhound as well. The minute he gets a whiff of this, this might be the end for Charlotte. Okay, he knows somebody's in there, so I hope he goes for the wide swing. Please do not do this. Please don't do... Okay, holy... He was about 1 second away from finishing this game in 11th place. So now, looking at Braden's situation, rotating through, he is going to still have another team further up ahead of him. However, if he goes really wide above Cedo Station, he might be able to get in here. Again, there's a lot of teams here. This is not the situation you want to be in. If Northview has a Valk, if they see him, do they see him? They do not. They have just Valk ulted away from him. That is going to be the lifeline. Oh no, they saw him. They found the rat. They know he's here. That is going to be on Charlotte in 11th place. No KP. That is a rough finish on game 2.
Mobile respawn beacon here.
Charlotte, I think there the situation is again. We talk about the quick rotates. Charlotte just takes too long on the rotate, and they have to fight into a lot of teams here. It's just a repeat situation of if you take too long in this game, you get viciously punished. You cannot afford to get punished like that. So looking at Team 18 here, this is going to be TCC, I believe. It is TCC, and they're sitting on a heater situation. They are sitting on 11 KP right now. TCC is having a great game. This is one of the teams that we saw Charlotte have to rotate into. I believe they were able to get a kill onto Aged Barrel earlier. Possibly on a Fast Cool guy as well. This is a Bloodhound team. They are going to get knocked. Oh my goodness. A disgusting longbow shot, a headshot for 110. Gonna get the res here in the grass, and they might be able to back off with this. I think the call needs to be to get a back off here because there's only so much time before this zone closes, and they are up as a 3 again. This is going to be TCC waiting a little too long on this fight here. And now the remaining members of TCC are going to get sent on by this team. Let's go over here and see some of the fighting happening for Team 12. Team 12 is going to be Lyndon Black getting a nice knock onto what I believe is a Northview player. I believe Stoney is a Northview player. Oh, I'm sorry. They got a knock onto Chef K. Northview is fighting. And they get a knock as well onto the Vantage. They're going to be able to get the full kill onto Chef K. They have a second knock as well, and there's Flesh on the third. There is a third party potentially coming through here. Oh, this third party is not what you want. This could be the saving grace of E-Course if E-Course is still in this. I'm not even sure that they are. Let's see where they're currently sitting at on this. I'm not seeing E-Course on here. They might be fully finished at this point. See if he can land this shot. Just see if he clips through. That's a great shot. Idol gets a nice knock, and that's going to be a knock as well for Idol. Hits the leg. Trying to get him out. Can you hit the leg? He did not take the teleport. Hit the leg. That's going to be purple. Not what you want to hit. Almost. They're going to send it on to this team now. The res is probably going to... Yeah, the res is sticking through here at this point. It's a little late. This might actually punish Fallen Idol majorly, but it looks like he's going to be able to use a nice recover there. And Team 13, which is currently, I believe, Loy Norix. Loy Norix is able to get a reset onto this. And they are going to be able to rotate out as well into the zone. All right, let's see. What are we looking at over here on the map? There's quite a heavy fight here between TCC, and I'm not sure who they're playing against right now. Average J-Rad, game 2 did not go well. Charlotte did take a very, very long time rotating. It is frustrating that it's something we talk so much about, of 45 seconds or less to rotate out, and rotates that take 2 or more minutes is really just killing Charlotte on Stormpoint. Charlotte is currently sitting on, I think, single digits or they might be at about 12 points in 4 Stormpoint games. So a pretty low average for finishing on Stormpoint. And a lot of it comes down to the rotates. Late rotates is what is killing this team. And I just don't think we're going to learn until we figure that one out. Until that one gets figured out, I don't think we're going to see more success on Stormpoint. Is the harsh reality. But at this point, we're 4 weeks in, and we've had weeks of practice as well. There's not a lot of excuses you can make for late rotates. So looking at Fallen Idol and Stony here for Linden. Still in a bit of a tight situation, but holy moly is the conduit abilities doing a number for this team. Fallen Idol hits the bat a little early there. Stony G going to use the E-course movement here and play the Octane to get out of town. See how he can finish this as a solo. Not going to be able to get a res. He doesn't have banners. There is no crafter. There's going to have to be rat play. And he is out of zone right now, so he's got to find a position where he can play in zone.
Over there looks fun.
So we don't want to watch a ton of rat gameplay. We're going to look over towards this fight between Stony. Team 13 is going to be Loy Norix, I believe, sitting on the height here. There's a nice position. You can hold a lot of space here. They are holding a good amount of zone. Kind of making sure that they're underside. Oh, he's going to fall down. He is the Ash, though. He can ult his way back up. Not the end of the world. His teammates are seeing a team flying overhead of them. This is going to be a team that they're going to have to contest. They're trying to play the height.
Hear me. Please respect my personal space.
And these guys are a little separated with the high-low right now. They are not sure where this team is playing from, but they are going to get poked in the back now. Now, Loy Norix is in a tough situation. Probably have to play the lower here. They are pinched between 2 teams. Lower is in zone, though, but they are going to have to play a lot more passive here. There is a better chance that people can just sort of suffocate them.
Let's go this way.
So their goal is going to be to try and get height again. They can hear people directly above them. Maybe they can bait this team to drop? It would be foolish, but it's been done before. They can hear a lot of people fighting around them, so the zone is getting very small. There's a lot of stacking going on. We've got East Course still in this one. They are still in. TTV Killer has managed to stay alive as solo. Pre-fires that door beautifully, nearly gets the knock. He is still a threat. He does have one of his teammates' banners. This could still be a problem here. I mean, E-Course, when you let them stay alive this late in the game, I mean, there's still a res out, for God's sake. You know, like, who's to say? That is a dangerous peek for Jaden Plays, and it's going to cost him. Holy guacamole. Peek's a little too long. That's going to be a 5th place for E-Course, but E-Course staying alive much longer in this fight. Team 15 here is going to be Northview looking over the lobby here. These are the ones that dropped on top of... Oh, they're looking at this third-party fight. And they're able to get a knock outside the window. That is going to be Jaden again getting knocked. Jaden does not play his cover. Gets caught out in bad timing. That's going to be the full kill onto him as well. So now we have fighting on the inside going on, but this is just going to be helping out Team 15. Because Team 15 can just walk on these fights and just sort of choke people out. They've closed off the door. People inside are stuck inside. And now they can fight up on the height. They see one who is low on HP. There is a team still playing the height over top of them, but eventually they may have to drop off of this. Zones do not usually close where there is a high ground stuck inside the final zone. It usually drops on level playing fields.
Enemy spotted.
So looking at the teams inside, can't actually get a good POV on the team inside. They are so tightly locked in there. Oh my goodness, and the side point third party is disgusting. Team 3 East Jackson in our top 3 right here is able to get a ton of knocks from this. They are going to have one go down on their lifeline, and this is going to be a second knock. Might have overextended here. Computer Mouse, I believe, is a Northview player as well. This is a rough end zone. There's a lot of knocks. Full 3 teams, but everybody's hurting with this one. Everybody's hurting. This is going to come down to who can get a good finish on this game. We are watching a solo that realistically is just fighting for his life, seeing what he can do. He's got to be hoping for a second place finish here. That is going to be a full reset here for Team 15. Team 15, we're looking at Northview. Northview has been a team that is consistently high up in these lobbies. They're currently sitting on 11 KP. A little careful here for this Valkyrie, but the fact that they are a full 3, they know one of their teams is fully broken at this point. They may have gotten the res on the inside here. There is still height being played. This is going to be a play for the absolute endgame. They're going to catch this Ash out, this solo Ash. That is going to be the kill. Now it is a 3v3, hopefully, for the team on height. They were able to get a res, and it looks like they were. So this is a 3v3 fight. Zone is pulling to Team 15, but right now they are playing a lot of inside, so this could still go the way of our top team. We need to be watching for the minute that this drop happens. I hear a Kraber from the height. That is a scary thought if that makes its connections. Ooh. Double flatline on Soggy Bread. I don't know what this boy is doing. But you know what? They're winning games. They're getting high in these lobbies and high kills. I can't judge. They are doing the thing. Let's see what this height team is going to have to do. There is the Kraber on Death Trooper. 3 bullets to his name. Gets a beautiful shot onto the Newcastle. That honestly could be enough to send it here. You have an advantage. Could take their height above them, and then it just becomes a bit of a healing situation. The zone is actually pulling in favor of the height team here a bit. Oh, what a beautiful shot from Death Trooper. I think this is looking like a Northview game. He's just got to hit this beautiful shot. Not sure who to hit. The Valkyrie is looking to ult. Fakes it. Gets knocked on the height without his team. Death Trooper is going to get the first kill, and they still have height to play with. Their teammate goes down on the low ground, and the drop is going to come through from their Valkyrie. They could try to get a Newcastle res onto this, and if they do, then we're looking at a real big problem. Solo Christo is going to get in there. He has to fight this Bangalore. The res is going to come through. This might be Northview losing this. That's going to be 2 knocks. Gets the knock on the MiHSEF, though. It's looking like a 1v1 situation. Newcastle on the height. And he's going to... Oh, it looked like he got him, but he didn't. He hits a 78 on Flesh. What a close endgame. Back and forth on who had the advantage. The low ground team that had to push in, though. The difference was their teammate that dropped to low ground too early. They couldn't get him back, but the Newcastle was able to get the res. Newcastle is so in the meta right now. It is ridiculous. The amount of teams that can reset with a Newcastle, they're able to get their banners crafted because the Newcastle provides that as a support player. I mean, it is a huge part of this game right now. And you'll see that in the pro scene as well. Newcastle is a crazy legend right now. All right, so we're going to get a match summary here for match 2. Looks like Charlotte here in 11th place with no KP is going to be a 1-point game there. So all in all in the day, not much more successful than last week. We're seeing a bit of a slowdown in points here. Charlotte was earning a lot more points early on. Part of what that is these late rotates. I mean, you can see situations where they're just fighting against zone, and it's costing them. I mean, you have have to be thinking about the long game here. When you're rotating in late, you see the same thing we saw on that map of lots of teams in front of you and getting into fights where it's 3v3v3 or more. It's just not conducive to making it to the end game. A lot of the teams that you see making it to the end game can stay on the edge of those fights or look at those fights, punish them a bit, but they're able to get out as well, and Charlotte just got in there too late and was able to get away. But that is going to do it for us. Northview definitely, yeah, they had a little more time up there, and in reality, they could have just pressured them out with utility. They have the option to still play rock on low ground. I mean, it's just their one player who dropped early. That you got to be kicking yourself a little bit for that. Potential for so many extra points at that point. But it's still a good finish regardless. Northview's been finishing pretty consistently. I feel like it's going to be one of those teams that makes a bit of a stink when it comes to looking at the postseason of who's looking to take a shot at possibly being the best team. It's not set in stone. There's definitely teams that are favorites. It's not set in stone, and more teams are starting to rise to the occasion of who is gonna cause a little pressure and a little trouble. But that is gonna do it for us here. That is all she wrote for this one. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. It's always fun to watch Apex. We will catch you next week, same time, same place. Take care.